Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Today, well, obviously the subject of this channel now is gonna be mostly about caricatures, and it's also gonna be about drawing cute characters or something like that. Because I feel like the cuteness and the caricature thing kind of go together. I don't know why. I just feel it. Let's go with it. So, I wanted to go over today about the importance of warming up. Warming up is so vitally important. I mean, I'm specifically going to be talking about how to warm up for live caricature art when you do live stuff. You know, when you're drawing an actual person from real life. The best guys I've seen, they always warm up like beforehand, like before every session, and that's just a practice that I've noticed that they've all have in common. So I want to kind of go over it, what I do, things that I've learned from that. First of all, the importance of warming up. Why warm up? The reason you warm up is to bring to surface that library of information in your mind, because all that stuff is kind of buried in your head. Maybe you're busy throughout the day. You like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you go to work, you do, like totally different kind of job, and you're in your head the whole day thinking about something else. So let's say you do a job after work. You want to go draw somebody for fun at a party, or like, not for fun, but for money. And your head's just not in that headspace. How do you get that headspace there, right? You warm up, and you start pulling the surface of stuff you already know. And, you do it before you actually do a live art caricature, before you have a customer. And also the other reason is you kind of warm up your joints, the stuff in your hand. Sometimes when you get up in the morning, you're a little shaky, you know what I mean? You're a little bit shaky. And then you start to get into it. You start pulling smooth strokes after a while. You want to get all the shakiness and all the stiffness of your mind out of the way before, like I said, before you draw somebody in real life. And so let me kind of just go over real quick. There's 3 exercises I constantly do and I've seen other guys do. Oh, by the way, I use the marker. Like I said, any marker's okay. Sharpie's okay. The marker I'm using right now is just one I picked up. It's actually a Copic sketch marker that I've used for jobs. I've used a darker one though. This is a neutral 6. I tend to use a neutral 8 or darker. Like black would be perfect, but neutral 8 can pass as black. Neutral 6 is iffy, so I wouldn't use this for a job color wise. But the tip is great. See, it's a very thin tip on this side. It tapers down to a sharp point. And this one's you can even use this edge as well. It's kind of flat and big, but you can use either one. So in terms of warming up, I would obviously do the 3 obvious ones that I do even for my regular sketching. Just before you start, just move your arm around. Like I move my arm from the shoulder joint. You know what I mean? I don't know a lot of guys that do this, at least for live art. Usually it's from the whole shoulder. So you're dealing with a little bit larger of a piece of paper. This paper is 11 by 17. So I'll just do honestly circles. Circles is the best thing you can do. It's so basic and easy. And then, make sure you do some clockwise, some counterclockwise. Just maybe different sizes. And then maybe start doing some ovals as well. And have them going in different directions. And this is primarily, this isn't going to warm up my brain so much as warm up my shoulder and my hand, get this shakiness out of there. Or a little bit more out of than I would be. See, those are a little bit disconnected right here. And not all these are making it. They don't have to make it. You just want to get an idea. Try to make it. I would do a full page of those, honestly. Just until you feel warmed. If you need to do another page of that, that would be the first exercise. The other exercise that I do a lot, this is more caricature based than it would be in other tools. I actually get this side, the thin side of it, and I'll pull this line and I'll try to make it thick to thin. And it's really subtle, but I'm trying to make it a little less subtle. I'm trying to make it more. I'm pushing down hard, lightening it up. Pushing it hard right now, lightening it up. I'm trying to do it in one stroke though. As I'm pulling the stroke, push it darker. Thicker line, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin. See, I'm even starting to get more relaxed as it is now. You start to get the hang of it a little bit. And the reason for that is, honestly, and it should be obvious, you're doing thin to thick lines throughout a caricature. You know what I mean? This line up here is going to be a little bit thicker than, let's say, the corner of that, you know. Or it just makes lines look a lot nicer too. So for thin to thickness, I would use that exercise. Great exercise. If you want to get extreme with this exercise, I would do a circle and make that one side thick and the other side thin. This is a little bit thicker than that side, you know what I mean? And I would try to do that a couple of times. I wouldn't really call it a totally, that one's kind of weird. I wouldn't call it a totally different exercise, but maybe do a few of those. I would consider that like one exercise, honestly. So that would be the second exercise that I do. And then there is the last one that I tend to do a lot, and I do this with my regular drawing as well. I would draw 2 dots and kind of good distance away from each other, and I'm going to try to hit that dot in one shot. Whoops. See, I got that one the second time. Try to do it different. Oh, close. That one's closer. Try one more time. Ooh, overboard. And then just do that till the page is pretty much full, you know, or until you feel better. Oops. See, I always miss it that first time. And pull it in weird ways, too, because I'm right-handed, so it's a little bit... I might tend to go like this, so I'm trying to do it little opposite, you know, and I'm trying to do it in a way that it would be harder for a right-handed person to do. Oh wow, that one went pretty good. So that's the third exercise. At least that's within like all, you know, the kind of joints in your hand and the physical part of it. That would be the third exercise. For your brain, there's really only one thing I see a lot of guys do. Just run through some basic head shapes that you like. You know what I mean? I run through some of the most basic head shapes in my brain, and without a person there, like I said, just draw the head. Head shape would be something like that. You see me draw that head shape before. If you see my head shape video, see maybe this person for fat person. I would just literally run through all my head shapes and just run through anything that's going on in my mind. I would go through my eyes, through my noses, you know what I mean? I would try to draw like made up people. That's exercise 4, essentially, you know what I mean? And that would be mostly for your brain, running through that library really fast and pulling it to surface. What I usually do, actually, let me tell you one really quick thing. What we used to do in the theme park, just for practicing in the morning, you know, we feel like, you know, we haven't had our coffee or anything like that. I would actually ask somebody to sit down and they can have that drawing. You know what I mean? Hey, sit down 5 minutes, let me practice on you, and you can have that drawing. That's what I would do. Like, this is before, you know, like the wave of customers would come in the middle of the day. So if you have any, okay, so there's 4. Okay, let me go over the 4 again one more time. The first one would be the, first one, circles. Second one, line weight activity. Third, it would be connecting the dots. And then fourth, head shapes and features, really. Just running through those, head shapes and features. That's pretty much it. That'll lubricate your brain enough, I think, if you do those. That's maybe like, what, 20, not even 20 minutes? Maybe 20 minutes? It's like, I would say it's roughly 15 minutes before you start to actually start drawing live people. You know what I mean? And that will, if you do this, you're going to find that it's going to improve. It's just going to make things so much better. It's going to improve your whole session almost. You're going to love it, you know what I mean? And you're going to get more confident because of that, because you're like, all right, I already got those kind of the crummiest part of my drawing out of the way in the beginning, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's about it. I really thought that would help. I really don't let this go. I really emphasize the warming up part before you draw, and that's about it. If you have any questions, guys, please ask below. I'm gonna try to make a video for every single question I can, and that's it, guys. I'll talk to you later.